back, dude. Okay, then we are live with the SplatFest after party. This is where we'll talk about the highs, the lows, things that we observe while playing Splatoon Splatfest. And just to show that the East Coast West Coast thing is not a real thing here, you know, I have Dr. Feelgood with me. He chose roller coasters over water slides. And, you know, we're still good friends. We still play with each other, even though he splatted me a lot of times. I've splatted him a lot of times. Heck, I've even crossed the line and splatted his wife a few times.
You bastard.
But, look, it's all in good fun.
Yeah, that's true. And even my wife has said, you know, yeah, I got Red Fox ass. I'm like, you know, this is not some kind of old school rivalry. Like,
Yeah. It's like, I got your ass. I got you. It's like, come on, because she's killed me a few times, and I was like, man, I had that coming. But then I get her back. So I mean, look, Splatoon is so much fun that like even when you're losing, unless you're playing really sadistic bastards that like roll you all the way to your base and paint you in so you can't go any fucking where, and like you don't even get a chance, those people can eat shit and die. But the other folks are pretty cool. So I like that. So we are joined by Dr. Feelgood, who will introduce himself, even though I went on a tangent on Splatoon right there.
what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Feelgood here, the guy with the smooth moves and nice tunes, always in the gaming mood. And let's go ahead and talk about Splatfest because I had a ton of fun playing it. I think it only took me a few hours to get to the highest level, which is the Roller Coaster King. But let's get started.
All right. We are joined also by one of my favorite contributors, perhaps one of the best podcast members we've had for a while. Well, I can't. He's having mic troubles, but Triple M, the guy who has a fondness for gaming, whose avatar is being presented right now. I originally thought that he was a Pokemon trainer, but that's actually Terry Bogard. Black Terry Bogard. Nice. Cool. Super. We also have Kanoshi Abominito, who will introduce himself.
My name's Kanoshi Abominito, and if you're entitled to your opinion, I'm entitled to say your opinion sucks, and it's devoid of logic and reason. I'm just saying.
You know, you can say whatever you want if you just if you end it with "I'm just saying" or preface it "I'm just saying" or
Yep.
with all due respect. With all due respect,
Yep.
your sister's a whore, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay then. We might be joined by Poppy 2K or we might not. I don't know. So we'll be talking about Splatoon Splatfest, which actually, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I thought it. Well, I mean, because two of the people here don't have it, but didn't it go a little bit smoother this time, Ken?
Actually, it did. I don't recall a match where I went against my own team. I know last time, I would say about maybe 20% of the time, I guess they couldn't find any people for Team Cat. So there were times where I would end up, it would still be labeled Team Cat, but it was like 4 dog members on that team. So it's like, wow, this is like a double bonus for me because if I win, I get points for Team Dog, but it's like if they lose, those points go to Team Cat.
Actually,
So-
you don't get points. When it was same team, you don't get points, but you get personal points towards your ranking, but it doesn't tally as a win or loss for either side, which is kind of weird. But I mean, that's kind of fair actually from Nintendo's viewpoint, because you know they're the ones effing up.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. Like I didn't have any problems with it. I really didn't. So to me, it turned out great. Wasn't any huge issues. So yeah, no complaints here at all.
Okay. Um. So. Yeah, it ran relatively smoothly compared to what I've seen in a lot of other games. I've never, because normally, like last time, like I was in quite a few matches that would drop. Like the match would end, and then it would like say, server error, and it's like, damn, I didn't get any points or anything. This time there was only one match where I got dropped out of, and no other hiccups whatsoever. Like I think as time goes on, their Splatfests are going to get even better and smoother and more well implemented. Because this is the first like really heavy multiplayer game that Nintendo's had. This is their test ground. But I think if they can get if they can get their shit together, use this game as a test ground, make a little money at the time, I think that if they make a Splatoon 2, which I mean, considering how this one has sold, they probably will make a Splatoon 2.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, and I agree with you there. Like, this game is very multiplayer centric. And I will also say this. The only thing I would say I think they can improve upon with Splatfest is still give folks the option to play. If you don't want to play Splatfest, then you just choose to play, either rank mode or whatever. Because there were times it's like not that I feel like I want to play rank mode, but it's like, what if I want to play Splatfest? What if I want to actually team up with you guys? Because I already got my max rank, so it's like even though I can play and keep getting points for Team Roller Coaster, whatever team I sign up with, it's like, but what if I just don't want to do that? That whole 24-hour period, you can't do anything else but Splatfest.
Yeah, I also have another caveat. I would like for them to have other centric equipment other than a damn T-shirt,
True.
because like there could be hats. It's like, oh, you're wearing a hat that's like says Team Jacob or Team that other fucking creature from Twilight.
Edward.
Team Werewolf, Team Vampire. They're gonna have that Splatfest in October. It's gonna in
No,
America.
and Nintendo does that, man. They're really taking marketing to the next level.
Team Jacob, team. I mean, they're a few years behind. Although, I mean, really, I hate Twilight any damn way. So, if they didn't jump on that bandwagon, I'm actually happy. But yeah. So, I mean, I thought it was pretty damn good. I liked it. Um, what do you think, RJ?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I could see them maybe dipping into the if the Splatoon. Oh, Splatoon's already sold 1 million. I could see them doing something crazy like that. Like maybe not Team Edward or Team Jacob, but
Yeah,
something along the
like maybe
lines
Team
of
Vampire, Team Werewolf for Halloween.
No, but you know what? I know what I can expect from them, and I'm not sure when, but I can expect Team Mario versus Team Luigi.
Yeah, they'll probably do that. Or hell, they might even do like they might like pit their franchise against each other. Team Link versus Team Samus. The Link is green, the Samus is like orangish. You know, like that would be an awesome little. It's like, look, I like Samus, but I gotta go with the Hylian on this one. That mute bastard. And actually, I'm allowed to call him a mute bastard because we don't know who his father is, and as far as I know, he never says anything. So he's a mute bastard. But I digress. Yeah, I think that Splatoon. I'll take it a step further. I think Splatoon has now sold over 1 million. Because remember, in 2.5 weeks, it sold 1 million copies, right?
I think
So
it's probably around right. Maybe it could be close to 2 million
1.5.
right now. At least 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 around there. And I think as the Wii U install base increases, people will buy this game because it's that fucking good. Like Splatoon
I,
it's a breath of fresh air in a desert of, you know, first-person shooter itis. It's a breath of fresh air, and we desperately needed this game to do well. You know, to sell well for Nintendo, because
can you guys hear me?
what do you guys want them to do differently for Splatfest?
I mean, honestly, I like the way it's set up now. I truly do. But like Red said, this time, like next time, either make it a hat or or shoes, or hell, give us a choice.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when I said that. Like, give us a choice. Like, say, okay, you can choose a hat, you can choose shoes, you can choose, uh, like, hell, they could even do something even really wild and be like, okay, like for Splatfest, we also have a themed weapon, right? But the themed weapon kind of sucks. So if you manage to win, you get like a bonus to Super Snails if you manage to win matches, with this shitty weapon that's themed for whatever side you went for. That'd be cool. I mean, like, here's the thing: the sky's the limit with this game. There's so much stuff they could do. I mean, really, I mean, for Splatfest alone, there's so much stuff they could do. I mean, like, here's the thing. Normally, DLC is a dirty word in gaming. It has become a dirty word. But I really do think that if they used DLC correctly with Splatoon, which they've already done, they give you all this extra content for it's
Hey, no, no,
free
no, no, no,
99.
no, 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 don't say that. It's not DLC. It's on this content. Of
Well,
course,
let me put this.
it can't be DLC because there's never a prompt to download it.
Well, okay, fine then. It's not DLC, but it's free. It's extra content and it's free. They're just, hey, here, take it. There, it's been unlocked. Boom, you got it. People were saying, well, it's on-disc content. Look, there's tons of on-disc content. There was on-cartridge content, and you unlocked it as the game went by. Now, Nintendo can control when the shit gets unlocked, which is like a consequence of modern gaming. But, I mean, that's how it was back in the day. You unlock shit by doing accomplishments in the game. This shit where they were like, oh, well, you got to pay us $20 in order to unlock these missions. That shit didn't fly, 4 gens ago. Sound like an old man. Back in my day, we blew into the cartridge to make it work.
But I will say this, and even my wife has said this, which is surprising. My wife is not big into gaming like that. She doesn't follow gaming websites, anything like that. As far as DLC, I'm pretty sure that acronym to her, she probably doesn't know exactly what it means when it comes to gaming. But she actually does appreciate the way they're handling Splatoon because she says every week the game feels, pun intended, fresh. She say it does feel fresh. She say every week she can expect either a new weapon or a new level to play on, and she loves it about the game because. And a lot of people out there are saying that, oh well, they only gave us half a game when it launched, and now it's worth the full price. It's like, but imagine if all the maps and all the weapons we have now were available at launch. People were already have played them way too many times. If they gave you all the maps to play every 4 hours, you will already probably be a little bit more tired of the game. I mean, me personally, I love the game, but I can see some folks being like, okay, this content is lackluster. So Nintendo's basically creating should I say, a desire to play things different, even though now they're available and they have been available. You have to wait until they come back around on the 4-hour schedule to play it. Like, my favorite level is Wall-Out Warehouse.
I like Wall-Out Warehouse. That's fun.
And when I found out that I missed that, I'm like, fuck. Like,
yeah, you
I
were mad.
That level.
Yeah, you were mad.
When it comes back around, I make sure I play as much as possible. And I understand for some people that have responsibilities, I have them myself, that it's inconvenient. Maybe when maybe when your level comes around, you're at work or whatever. I understand that. But at the exact same time, giving you content in limited quantities makes you appreciate it more.
Yep.
And I can honestly say that even though this is the first time I've seen this done personally, I can appreciate that about the game. I never get mad and be like, hey, look, man, you need to give me all my maps right here. I never thought like that. Now, there have been times it's like there are 2 maps in rotation, and I play one of them 10 times in a row.
Yeah, but I mean,
that pisses me off. But
any game that has randomized map matching, sometimes you'll have that happen because statistically that happens even when people okay, the theory is that if you flip a coin 50 times, technically speaking, according to like base level mathematics, it's actually supposed to be a 50-50 split, but it isn't. Because sometimes you'll flip a coin 50 times and 48 times it'll land heads. So I mean,
and I definitely understand that concept. But like I said, I know people out there that complain about it, and like I said, I'm not going to shun them because they have their right to complain. It's their opinion, their perception, and I can agree with them to some extent. But my experience personally, and my wife's, like, I love the way that almost every week I get a notification on my phone that it's some article, new level coming out tonight at 9 o'clock, Central Standard Time. I'm like, what is it this time? Is it something completely new or just a new variation? I mean, but almost every single week there's something on the way out.
Yep,
And to me, knowing that I don't have to go and download it, that when I turn
it's
on my
already there.
system, it's already there. I
Well,
don't give a
some of
shit
that
if
stuff.
they I don't care if they downloaded the thing while the console was on. I mean, while it
Exactly,
was off, or if
exactly.
they just
Some of that
unlocked it
stuff
on
is
the disc.
automatically downloaded. I mean,
Yeah.
it's awesome. You just go in. It's like, oh, I got a new weapon in the weapon shop. Yay!
And then I mean, and then of course I just like the way it's being handled. Like I say, I know some people may be like, dude, you like a game that only gives you access to some of the content, the whole damn time. It's like, well, I appreciate it more. I really do appreciate it more because when I play Splatoon, I'm not sure if I'm going to play on my favorite map or a map I don't like as much. I don't know
Yeah,
if I'm going to have a new weapon or not. I mean, so my thing is,
it's
I
a
enjoy it because
surprise. Yeah,
it's. I hate to use this line, but it's like that Forrest Gump theme. Life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what
yeah,
you're going to get.
yeah. Um, Now, I want to talk about a little bit about the single player in this game. On the most part, it's serviceable. It's pretty good. It's serviceable. It's Nintendo good, so it's just a little short, but it's serviceable. The final boss, of course, is friggin' awesome. So here's my idea for a little something that could add a little bit of variety to Splatoon. Let you make Octolings uh, as like you have squidlings, or sorry, inklings, then have octolings. Why the hell not?
I mean, yeah, you know what? And I thought about that. I mean, I think that having the Octoling as an option online will be. I mean, well, not online. Online will be great if you can actually make a male or female Octoling. I think that would be awesome. And or I'm pretty sure that if that ain't the case, they're going to make a SplatFest regarding that at some point.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. But I think it would be great to do that.
Or
And
they
my
could.
thing, because
Sorry.
our things actually look cooler in some ways.
They do. They look more militarized and more punkish. I think it would be cool if they had if they did a remix of the single player stages, like more difficult, more enemies, more stuff going on. That would be a nice little challenge mode for people. Um, like the
Hey.
sky's the limit with this game. It's very cool.
Yeah, you're right about that. The game is only 2 gigs, so they have more than enough space to add tons more shit to it. What the hell just happened?
Someone who I don't know just dropped in and then left. I don't know who the hell it was. But they left and they didn't say anything really cruel or anything, so I don't care. So basically, I mean, I really like where they're going with Splatoon. Um, I do think that the content it's shown to have it doesn't have like the 25, 30 maps of say a Call of Duty or the like 40 something maps of a Halo, but what they do have because each map, depending on who you're playing against, will be played differently every time. Like even if you are playing the same map multiple times, it doesn't really feel like you know so yeah. So basically, yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. Apparently, I have to block another troll.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently,
Yeah, he might be one of the lemmings of a certain group of people.
doesn't bother me. Shit, I don't care.
Yeah, me
Look,
neither.
look. Here's the thing, okay? And this is gonna kind of devolve a little bit. I have been playing. You know, I am relatively thick-skinned. It takes a lot. Like even when I get mad, I don't tend to blow up on people. I internalize it, which is not good.
La 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 la! Video game lover 58 is here. Hey, Mr. Rat Fox. It was so
I'm sorry. I just wow.
Well, hey, at least this time, at least I can, for the first time, put a face to him.
Greetings and salutation from my silent self to you listeners.
No, I kicked him, and then I opened up his profile, and I'm blocking that shit too. Hey, wow, he really is kind of stupid.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can. We can hear you.
Oh, bloody hell, finally!
Yeah.
Yeah, well, greetings everyone.
Yeah, greetings. We haven't seen you around in a while. What have you been up to?
Yeah, man. We thought you'd been abducted by the mothership. George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars got you.
Well, if my memory serves me correctly, last time you had like an appointment for something that was serious.
Yeah.
That was before then, but then that kind of kicked off. And then, quite frankly, I was actually on vacation this whole 2 to 3 weeks. And it was cut off short.
That sucks.
Well, I'm on vacation now, so hey, I understand.
Well, greetings from what used to be San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah, but overall though, man, like I'm satisfied with the game. I enjoy SplatFest. I even played for my wife since she wanted to play, but she's out with her family, so I actually played for her and got her up to I think like champion, which is one step short of being like the upper level,
The king.
the highest level.
Yeah, the king. Yeah.
But
That
yeah, I mean,
99, those 99 points are just a real bitch to get.
I mean, but I thoroughly enjoy it, and what I like is that Nintendo takes their approach to keep everyone on the same page because A is Turf War. Now they may incorporate other types of Splatfest in the future. They may not, but A is Turf War, and B, if anyone plays Splatoon in that 24-hour period, they're forced to play Splatfest. And I can see the ups and downs to that. I see it as a positive in a sense, but at the same time, I would like to be able to team up with friends in case I don't want to play Splatfest, or if I've already maxed out my level, got the highest rank. But I can see why they do it because it keeps everyone on the same page. Now, what I do want them to adopt from Splatfest is give us a third level in a regular rotation.
Well, I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I can understand why they I can understand why they essentially, for all intensive purposes, like force people to play Turf War, because like splat zones are for advanced and experienced players. Like I wouldn't trust some of the people who play in the Splatfest in a turf war, because in a splat zone, because splat zone you have to completely throw everything you learn in turf war out the window. Okay, it's completely different style of fighting. Like your weapon loadouts are gonna be completely different. You know, like if you like straight up splatting motherfuckers, then Turf Zone is what you need. I mean, not Splat Zone is what you need. Turf War is more like, you know, you can afford to be less confrontational, you know, save things up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. But three choices that basically for everyone.
Yeah, and like I said, I would like to see them do that for normal turf war or Splatfest. I mean, or Splat zones with a rank mode, just instead of two, because they have that slot for the third one, that third mat, the third stage or whatever. So I want them to incorporate that normally. And I
They
mean,
might do that in August.
other than that, I actually do enjoy Splatfest. Now, there is one con to Splatfest compared to playing, you know, normally. it takes longer to set up matches server wise because they're trying to search for people that chose the opposing team. And there are times like if when you're playing turf war or rank battle, like a match can literally start back up in like 10, 15 seconds after it ends, just that quick. But when it comes to Splatfest, it can be 30 seconds to a minute in between matches because it's trying to find people on the opposing team.
Understandable.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's not a big complaint for me, but at the same time, after getting so accustomed to like, man, this game starts up faster than Call of Duty or Battlefield or Halo or any other shooter game
Exactly.
in history, it's like,
Wait, are you serious?
dude, when you're playing Splatoon and you're in a lobby, I'm telling you, after the game ends and they give you the results, the next matchup can actually start in like 10 seconds.
Sometimes less than that.
Like you don't even have time to take a piss. I made a video
Yeah.
about this. Like literally, I have tried to take a piss right after the results screen popped up, and I came back, and the game had already started.
Yeah.
Like it starts that quick.
Yeah. I had that happen to me. I had to go adjust my temperature control, my AC, because it's hot as hell where I am right now. And I come downstairs and I'm just standing there. And the match has already started, and it's like they're like 30 seconds, and I'm like, what the? It takes me 20 seconds to run upstairs.
I've seen that happen in some clips, but I thought the frequency of that would be very, like, bare minimum.
No,
No,
no, no, no, no,
they
no, no,
have
no,
matchmaking
no.
down to
Seriously,
an
like
art.
if let's say no one leaves alive, like when you like I played Call of Duty for a decade. Even the newest ones, like if let's say you're in the match and once you end the game, no one leaves the lobby. It still takes about a minute for the next game to start. In Splatoon, if no one leaves the lobby after the match ends, the moment it shows the results screen and it goes back to the lobby, that game, like the results screen, the next game will start within 10 seconds. Like
Yep.
it'll give you results, and then you go back to the lobby, you show everyone pop in there, then it says battle time. I'm like, dude, that was like literally 10 seconds before the next match started.
And
And
that's
there,
just normal turf war. If you play a splat zone and you playing with people that are actually good at it, and you're up to the level, a splat zone can go by in like 30 seconds if you can dominate the field.
yeah, like if you dominate without ever like someone intervening, or should I say like taking it back at least for 1 second, if you completely dominate from beginning to end, a splat zone match can be over between 45 seconds and a minute. Like it literally can be over that quick.
It's ridiculous. It like, especially if it's one of those maps where there's just one splat zone. If you can dominate that one splat zone, like two people inking it up, another two holding people off from getting there, it's done.
It's a done deal.
It's done. I mean, it's like to see people who are good at splat zones play it. It's a work of art. It's like, God damn. I mean, they're like a strike team. And here's the thing: these people are doing all this shit without talking to each other. I mean,
Speaking of strike team, I really thought that what was that special attack again?
Ink
It was
strike.
that ink strike. I thought that would be used constantly in Splat Zone.
It is.
Well, no, it is, but at the exact same time here, and I have my review up soon. If not today, then tomorrow for sure. I'm still working on piecing together the video and stuff like that. But in Splatoon, for those that have not played it and are on the fence, let me tell you, there is
I,
nothing in that game that is useless. Like you play games like Call of Duty and Battlefield, there are always some special attacks or even certain weapons that, even though they may not be completely useless, like their usefulness is definitely not comparable to the rest of the weapons in the game. In
Yep.
Splatoon, even the special weapons, none of them are useless. I've seen people use the killer whale wisely and always get splats with it. I've seen people use the ink zuka and dominate. I've seen people use the ink strike and just really just take over a match. And I even got a video where basically my teammate and I, we did an ink strike at the exact same time, right next to each other. So I mean, nothing in that game is useless. Like, and people think like that. Oh, the ink strike's overpowered. No, it's not. It really isn't. An ink strike can be also cleaned up within a few seconds if you're good.
yeah.
So an ink strike, in splat zones, it can probably get you. It can probably capture the zone for you,
But then
but
you
it
gotta
won't hold it.
Yeah, you got to hold it. And the thing about ink strike is this: the ink strike, if you know, like, the more you use a weapon, like Ken said, or sorry, Dr. Feelgood said, all of the weapons and all of the, like, Splatoon. Here's the thing about Splatoon. It doesn't have voice chat, so you have to rely on other things in order to know what you need to do on a map. So basically, it boils down to your roles. It's like if you watch a really good basketball team or a really good sports team, they're not talking to each other. They know their roles. Like a guy or a girl or a player with a splat roller, okay? They know that they should really be blazing a path, right? Especially if they have the Kraken ability, they should be blazing a path and then harassing the other team, right, to keep them from moving into your territory while everyone else is inking it up. Like, you should have at least one or two people harassing the other team constantly while you start building, laying down a solid trail of ink, right? If you're a charger, you should get into a high vantage point and start taking out people.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I have ran into that. This is before SplatFest even came around. But when Splatoon had first came out, I say maybe that weekend, I was on Arrow on the Mall. Played the level before. I like it. But this particular match, I don't know what the hell happened. I'm thinking that I may have been playing against an organized group of friends somehow that was just in the same match and ended up on the same team. But we were dominated by 3 Chargers. And I mean, I have seen Chargers before on that level, and they may pick you up here and there, but when I say that we literally could not get up that ramp
They beat your
in the
ass.
center,
They
like
spanked
these
you,
dudes
yeah.
they literally had each of the 4 perches on around the center section. They were all Chargers, and they just kept picking us off. I think they had like maybe one person. I think it was either 1 or 2 people inking it down there. This is regular turf war. They were inking it up, but they had these 2 Chargers that, dude, no matter how you try to come up, because you only got 2 options to get to the middle. There is no roundabout way of doing it. They will pick you off every single time with a regular charge. I'm like, we can't even get anything done. I mean, it was frustrating because, like, dude, I had never been picked out by Chargers. Like, I think I went like 0-9 that match. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I got my ass kicked, and I'm thinking to myself, I just got my ass handed to me by some Chargers. People would talk shit about Chargers, but those Chargers are beautiful. If you know how to play as them and you got some decent backup, a Charger would piss you off.
Yeah, if you have good backup, a Charger, kind of like an actual sniper, you need someone watching your back if you're a Charger. If you don't have backup, a Charger can get totally dominated by any other weapon. But if you have backup, like someone with a normal gun or or a roller watching your back, a Charger can totally tear your ass up. And if they have a decent sub weapon, they're really in trouble. But Frank, Triple M, you were going to say something.
Right. Actually, I was just gonna say that.
You broke up, Frank.
You cut out there. Triple M.
So are the Chargers the one with the rollers, or is that...
No, Chargers
No,
are basically sniper rifles.
Of the game.
Yeah, they're the sniper rifles of the game. No, you were going to say something, Ken.
I was going to say they basically shoot a really long line of ink.
Yep.
But let me say something that I do love about Chargers and every other weapon in this game. I know in life, realistically, that a bullet can actually pass through one person and hit another. I know that. But do you know even in Splatoon, the Chargers can only hit the first target. It can be 3 people directly behind them at point blank range. It will stop at that first person. I've tested this out. They really take physics into account because ink does not go through people. if you have the EK3 leader charger and you got three people standing directly in front of you, you fire off a fully blasted shot, it blows up the first person. It won't even touch the other two. The ink trail literally stops at the first person that it hits. So there's no way to get a double kill really with a charger unless you hit two people standing side by side at the exact same time. But
Yeah,
but try not yourself. Like seriously, try to shoot two people at once in Splatoon with one bullet or whatever. You won't. You will get one person, not two.
the Chargers. The Chargers are. I like the Chargers. I'm shit with them. I'm not good with them. The splat roller is more like a melee weapon. It lays out a wide trail of ink, and a good splat rollers can cover a lot of area. Um, in a short period of time. They have like the second highest ink rate, but it's solid in the game. The thing is that it kind of sucks for climbing vertical surfaces because
Yeah.
it only has so much range. So you need a dude with a gun to lay a trail so that you can go up to higher places quickly. The assault rifles of the game, the splatter shot juniors, the splatter shots, the Tentatech, like these are like the basic like general all-purpose get the job done. Some of them have better range than others. Some of them have lesser range than others. There's this one called the Blaster, which I basically call the Magnum because it's literally one shot. You hit someone dead on with a
It,
blaster.
it's the grenade launcher of the game. It is a one-hit kill if it's direct,
Yeah.
or if it's at the ideal range where the shot blows up.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with that gun. If if the bullet hits ground before it explodes, the ink it has dramatically less power. So that
Yeah.
gun, that's why you always see people trying to use them at the ideal range. Think of that gun as like Marth being a tipper in Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
You have to be at the ideal range for it to have the most effect. But they're dangerous, and it's like besides the Chargers, it's the only potential one-shot kill if you get a direct hit.
Well, not even that. It's fun because it shoots this huge ball of ink that explodes. So if someone's hiding behind something, you just get the right range and shoot it right next to them, and that explosion will get there.
And what's so fun is that, and when it comes to playing rank mode, there are a lot more blasters being used, especially on the tower control, because with a blaster, you don't have to hit the person directly. Just shoot their bullet in their general vicinity, and the explosion will get them. Now, it may not kill them on one hit, but
It's
two
gonna
of
hurt
them
them.
they will die.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt them. And so, like, I mean, it's the game just has a lot of depth that you don't see in a lot of and here's the thing. Like, I'm saying this as someone who played a lot of first-person shooters, like, I want to say 16 years ago, when I was 13. Like, I played my share of first-person shooters, like all throughout that time, on PC. I played like when GoldenEye came out. I played my share of GoldenEye and Perfect Dark and Conquer's Bad Fur Day multiplayer and all that type of stuff. But this is the first console-based shooter that I played in a long time where I'm just playing it and it's just so much damn fun. I haven't been like this since GoldenEye back in the day. Really, to tell you the truth.
And to me, I love it because it's fun. You can get in at any time because let's be honest, let's say you have a really really badass team, like I mean, you have a really dominant team in Call of Duty. That round can still take about 5 minutes to get over with. It really can. Battlefield, let's not even talk about the time frame. But Splatoon, the longest you'll be in the match in Turf War is 3 minutes. In rank mode, it can actually go on for 5 minutes, but typically they're over with in less than 3 minutes. So it's the kind of game you can get in and have some fun. If you only have 10 minutes to spare, you can play 2 or 3 games. You really can. So there is no excuse you can't put this game in, before you have to go to work or whatever. Hell, you had a Wii U at your job, you could squeeze in 3 to 5 games on your break.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's just that quick, that easy, that fun to pick up and play. And as I said, I haven't had fun like this in a long time, if ever. I played a lot of games. I own a lot of consoles. I've had fun in the past, but I can say this is the most fun I have had in gaming. Period. And I hadn't even had the opportunity to really just. This game is like I'm gonna actually agree somewhat with the negative Nancy's out there. I'm having this much fun, and this game is hadn't even had its full potential yet. It's not. That comes in August.
Hmm.
So
Or
when
I'm
there
not even
is,
gonna say full potential. More shit is like I don't with the way this game is selling, it would make sense for Nintendo to continue to like push and add stuff to this game. So I mean, it's just going to reach second form. It's going Super Saiyan 2 in August, but hell, there's more than that. It can get
true.
higher.
And my thing is, I know Nintendo's going to do this at some point. I'm waiting for them to make that level where there are no walls, no barriers. It's just a big ass open circle, and you just got to ink turf.
Yeah, yeah.
Like nowhere to hide. There is no strategy. The only
You
thing
just gotta
is you
fight it
gotta
out.
sit there, ink turf, and watch your ass.
Yeah, they could call it the Coliseum. Welcome to the Coliseum. You must ink your opponents to death.
And I've seen a few Google Plus posts where people said, "I hope they add a team deathmatch mode." I'm like, why? I'm like, that would literally that would ruin the game. That would change it, and it would ruin the game. I said, me personally, after playing, I played tons of shooters, and I actually don't even want team deathmatch mode in Splatoon. Not even as an option. I don't want it
What?
because Nintendo has made it a point that this game is not about that. Now, I will admit that when you play rank mode and splat zones and tower control, that splats are actually more important than inking turf. I will say that, especially tower control. Because the only point is to ride the damn tower. You ain't got to ink up a damn thing if you don't want to. However, a straight up team deathmatch mode where it's all about, hey, the first one to get 50 kills wins. No. No, because what's going to happen is people won't even use most of the guns anymore. They just won't. Like it will change the whole way the game is played, and it will be nothing more than another common shooter if they do that. And I want them to shy away from that. Period. Rank mode, they're already taking away the fact that ink and turf is not as important. To me, that's as far as they should go with it. But don't do a straight up mode where it's just all about killing people because even though it could probably still be fun, I don't want the purpose of the game to be just, oh yeah, just kill as many folks as you can as quick as you can. You know, first one to get to a certain point total wins. Because at that point, it's not really about scaling walls and thinking up strategies. It's just about, hey, can you sit around and camp somewhere or whatever, or can you just not even try to use advanced strategies to win? It's just mostly about find somebody and see if you can kill them first.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I like about Splatoon is that you could die, like you can die, like I one thing I died in like 10 times, but we still won, and I still had a huge score because really killing people it just takes you out of the game for a little bit. It doesn't like it doesn't at the end of the day the team with the most kills might be to their detriment to spend all that time killing and not inking. You know what I'm saying? And I like that concept behind the game because it's something I haven't seen in a while. Even the game with a cartoony aesthetic like Plants vs Zombies, Battlefield / Call of Duty knockoff. I forgot the actual name. I just called it that. You're killing things. Really, it's like hold this point. You're still killing stuff. But this game really, like, splatting someone might take them out of the fight for 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. But really, you should be inking up. You should be, laying down some ink, I've seen matches where someone had a score was like, man, I killed 10 people. Yeah, but you didn't lay down any ink, you bastard.
You killed 10 people and got 500 points, and yet here I am. I went 1 and 6 and got 1,300.
Yeah, so look. No, I've seen matches where it was like the dude was playing. I saw him running around doing stuff, but had no paint dropped, 0 points. I'm like, no wonder we lost, because you're an idiot. It's like, And this is why it's a good thing they didn't have voice checks. I was like, I would have been cursing them. I would have been cursing that person out. You son of a, you rat bastard. I'm never if I there's certain times where I've been playing and someone joined my match and like they played like badly for 2 matches. I'm like, man, if this person gets in this lobby again, I'm just gonna drop out. I don't want to play. I don't want to play with them.
Yes, and that's understandable. And like we all have those games where we thinking like hell that oh man, I'm 6-0. I haven't I hadn't died yet, and I've been laying ink the whole time. We should be winning. And then the match is over. You're like, how the hell we lose by 25%? And then you have 1,000 points, but then someone on your team has 250. Another person has 100, and you're like, what did you guys do? And you get pissed off about it. But at the exact same time, you don't have to deal with that shit for 3 minutes. After that, try another lobby or keep playing. I like the fact that they keep changing things around. Although there have been times I ended up with the same loser ass people on my team like 4 times in a row.
Yeah,
So much,
and you're
so
like,
much for
these
randomness.
people are idiots.
It's like, but overall though, I mean, I'm enjoying the game. I think it was well worth $60. To be honest, I would have paid 80 for it. With this kind of fun, I would have paid the amount of money for it. Even if it wouldn't have the additional content, the game is just that fun. Something that my wife and I both enjoy. She's good at. I'm good at. I mean, honestly, because of this game, I may have to actually buy a second Wii U.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear clearly. Did you say you would even pay $80 for it?
Dude, if the game was $80, I would still buy it because my thing is the game is just that fun. It is just that fun to me. I already have about almost 250 hours in the game,
It
so
is really good though. I mean, it's really good.
it's that fun. When I say fun, crack has a new spelling, and it's Krak.
Yep. Yeah, it's like Splatoon is really that good. And here's the thing: we're not saying it's perfect, but a lot of its sins can be kind of papered over with the simple fact that it's fun. And plus, that ink. Look, when people tell me that the Wii U is a weak console, and then I see that fucking ink, those ink physics, I'm like, Because I mean, this is some of the best ink physics I've seen. Like the liquid looks like liquid. Like water in a lot of these other games doesn't look like water. It looks like awkward, like odd.
And then you can actually see your streaks. I'm not talking about the ripples when you swim through it as a squid. Let's say you have on the stealth squid, and you're swimming. You can still see streaks where people have swum through the ink before. And those streaks actually stay there. So although I'm not talking about an enemy swimming through your ink and changing the colors. I mean, like if you move through your own ink, if you move around a circle, you will see a streak circle in your ink, and you'll see someone else like intersect it. It looks that good. The game actually retains everything, and this is the first game of its kind as far as a shooter that actually it actually remembers and keeps track of where every single bullet went, because every single shot you fire hits turf and coats it.
Doctor, are you actually saying that the indentation in that ink that you just swam through actually stays there?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine
you put some Elmer's glue on a sheet of paper and you drug your finger through it. You're going to see like a little small indentation / streak. In Splatoon, that's what happens. If you look closely, even when you have on like the stealth squid, which doesn't reveal ripples when you swim, you will see your streak. You will see your trail you just left, and it stays there.
Yep. I mean,
and this is where they go. You go up walls or on the ground, and like it actually stays there. Like the game is that detailed with that ink. The game has great ballistics when it comes to ink, because the bullets have a drop off like a gun has in real life. In Call of Duty, you can snipe someone with a Magnum from half a mile away, which is not possible in life.
Yeah, it has everything has a weight to it. The bullets, the little balls of paint that you're shooting have weight to them. They splat like you could splat a wall in the same position with the same shot, multiple times, and it's not going to be the same hit on the wall every time. I mean, like in real life, like it's a very this game, like when people I get tired of people pushing that narrative that the system's weak when it's doing all this shit that I don't see on other consoles.
And see, another thing it's doing, technically, and I'm pretty sure Shadow Fox can back me up on this, but the gamepad has a real-time tracking map on it, and this map tracks every single dot of ink that hits the level in real time. It's not a 2-second delay, it's real time. So basically, we're talking about a game that actually keeps track of every single shot. Like in Call of Duty, if I take a light machine gun and fire 300 bullets at walls and create bullet holes, after like maybe the 50th one, the oldest bullet holes start to disappear because of the amount of RAM it has or memory to actually save every single shot that I fire into memory. Like it's limited. In Splatoon, it's not the case. You don't see ink and bullets start fading away, the oldest ones, when there's too many shots being fired. It actually is tracking every single shot and bullet real time, every gob of ink being fired. And this is for 8 people online. So we're talking about 8 maps, 8 people using weapons, and it tracks every single shot fired. You wouldn't if you put one spot on a wall and you paint everything else up that one spot. Guess what? At the end of the game, after you fire thousands of shots, thousands of the dots of ink or whatever, that one spot is still there. So the game is literally tracking real time every single shot fired, every single gob of ink on the level. Nothing fades away or gets taken away at all. And in fact, let's say it's Team Red versus Team Blue. Team Blue paints over paints over something first, and then Team Red comes and paints over the blue. Guess what? The red ink is not going to literally be as red as it normally is. It's going to be slightly lighter because it's mixed in.
Yep.
And the ink actually has a different texture the more and more you keep coating it. So if you do coat red, coat blue, coat red, coat blue, it starts looking a little bit different every time. It looks thicker.
So
the game is tracking all that.
So wait a minute, and I can't believe I'm going to go this far, but you are telling me that for a device that was $350 on launch, that is devoid of features that we didn't get that the PS4 or the Xbox One, and even the specs. You're telling me that the specs, the features, and the cheaper price point, all that stuff that we could have had, it was basically all that research development actually went for the games.
Yeah,
and we're seeing it in Splatoon.
I would say this, people.
I rest my
Literally,
case.
if you go download this game from the eShop, it is about 2 gigs.
Yep.
It's not 10 gigs. Like, I think Mario Kart is even like, 8 or 10 gigs, something like that. It's not 10 gigs. It's
Ladies
not
and gentlemen,
5 gigs.
I rest my case.
This game is literally 2 damn gigs. And if you include the additional content they either unlocked or downloaded, I would say worst case scenario, this is a 3 gig game thus far. 3 damn gigs, worst case scenario. And it does, so I know where the rest of that, because the Wii U discs hold 25 gigs per layer. The same amount as Blu-ray, but they're not Blu-rays. But people, I know where the rest of that 25 gigs went. They went to the damn performance.
They did something, because this game has so much shit going on at the same time. It's ridiculous. It's awe-inspiring and ridiculous. So when people tell me that Nintendo makes weak consoles, and I mean, look, if you're judging a console by features that have fuck all to do with the game, with gaming on the console, then first of all, I want to know where you're going with that, and second of all, like, that's not power, right? Power like if you're gonna sit there and say that a console is or is not powerful, then you should judge it by how we judge PCs as being powerful. PC is judged by being powerful with how many functions it can do until it crashes. That's how they test like GPUs and CPUs. They keep on throwing functions on it until it can't handle it anymore, like until it starts slowing down. Now, the Wii U, especially with games like Splatoon, there's all this shit going on. Like realistic physics, like a lot of functions going on. And I mean, it's instantaneous. Instant change. I mean, it's insane. So,
and I know for most people this is not that impressive, but we're talking about a 4 versus 4 shooter in which it's real-time map tracking of every shot fired, every gob of ink on the ground, every drop. 4 versus 4, so 8 players online, 720p, 60 frames per second, and I have never experienced any slowdown ever.
nope. The only time I've had slowdown was when I was playing with someone from Japan who had a shitty internet connection. That's the only time I had and that was in multiplayer. Okay, like single player, you're having the same thing go on, like all this shit going on, and no slowdown. It's ridiculous.
Especially with the last boss, the amount of shit he has going on.
Oh yeah.
You should expect slowdown with that, but no, that 60 frames per second is locked, people. So I'm telling you now, like the game is phenomenal. I mean, to me, it's a technical marvel what they're able to do with this game. It truly is. Now, I have seen lag online, but that's a bandwidth thing. That's not system performance. That's bandwidth. If someone has a Walmart connection, I mean, the system can't fix that. The Wii U is not generating internet; it's using it.
Yep.
But at the exact same time, the game is a technical marvel, and it's just loads of fun. Like, I mean, the game literally is crack. It truly is crack. It's that game that comes around once every decade that you can't put down. But unlike Destiny, where it's just a whole bunch of useless grinding for a random drop and nothing else, this game is literally just fun to play. Even when you're not trying to earn shit, you're still earning shit. Even when you're just trying to, I mean, even when you lose, it's still fun. Yep. Like I never have lost a match and be like, man, fuck, I'm gonna just turn this game off. No, I get right back in the next match, and I may lose 10 times in a row. But if you play the same match, same level with the same people 10 times in a row, I guarantee every one of those matches will be different.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll get, well, even when you're getting your ass kicked, it's still like you're learning, you're getting better. I don't want to turn this into a fan cast about Splatoon, even though it is a great game. Anyone have anything else they want to say before we wrap things up? Anything they want to plug? Anything they want to push? Because this is just us talking about Splatoon.
Oh, you can consider this a free topic right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, before we wrap things up, you can bring up anything. We waxed poetic about Splatoon. I mean, it deserves to be waxed poetic about. I mean, it's so damn good. I mean,
you just have to use the word wax.
Well, I will bring this up because I've heard a lot about it over the last week, and I'm still gonna reserve my own judgment until I get it in my hand. But Devil's Third. I heard things about 2 weeks ago saying that the overseas, previews were coming in and they weren't so good, and I've heard, and then I think most people have confirmed that they basically gave them like review copies and not the full game, so they got probably like an early build of it, not necessarily, not early, I would say probably mid-cycle build. I'm not sure though, don't quote me on that, but. Yeah, the guy keep coming out and saying that the reason why they're not enjoying it is because they don't know how to play or they're not skilled or whatever. And some people say it's damage controller. Some people say it's damage controlling, but at the same time, I can believe them because people score Wonderful 101 terribly because it was too difficult. So it's not impossible. It's happened before. So my thing is, people saying the game doesn't look that well, looks like a PS2 title or whatever case may be, or PS3. It's like, I don't care about the looks. When I first saw Devil's Third, I didn't say that game looks awesome. I said I can't wait to play that game from what I have seen, not how it looks. But
Well,
there are others saying that maybe that's why Nintendo of America is not going to publish the game for North America. I said, well, we don't know until they actually tell us all of the details. And I'm going to hold off my judgment until I actually get the game in my hand.
yeah, I'm gonna, like, okay, I'm a little bit skeptical because it's Itagaki, so I mean, Itagaki is kind of a I think
Asshole.
I think he's an overrated prima donna. But with that being said, this game, look, this game still, look. I don't care if this game is a piece of shit. If it, if I still get that chick with the kimono, I'm happy. I don't care.
What the hell?
That's all I look. Listen. I'm a simple man with simple needs. If the
Red,
game is,
seriously?
even if the game, look, if the
You know-
game is fun and they have the chick with the kimono, I'll be okay. Because here's the thing, I've played some bad games. Like I said in the podcast yesterday, I have played some bad games in my life. And, I mean, this game might not be like here's the thing, this game is not a AAA game. It was in development hell for a long time, but it is not a AAA game. Don't expect a AAA experience on a game that's not a AAA game. Now, and Itagaki is not, I mean, he's not Nintendo caliber. Like, Nintendo can make a AA or even a single A game and have so much content and play so well that you're thinking, damn, this must be a AAA game. Most developers are not like that. Okay.
Now, Doctor, even I feel for Red Fox here. He's a man, like me. We have needs. Now, maybe it's shallow of him to admit in admission about this, but I still can't blame the person. I can't blame him.
No, it's not that. I just like.
Eye candy.
Like this game is gonna be like the guilty pleasure game. Like, I don't think it's gonna be all that deep. Although if the multiplayer is what they promised it was gonna be, then it might be kind of deep. Just like Splatoon is not all, like, Splatoon, the single player isn't all that deep. It's fun, especially that final boss, DJ Octavio. But it's not all that deep. But the multiplayer is really deep. So if this game has a multiplayer that's similar to being like, wow, look at all the shit you can do, then it's gonna be fine. It's gonna do well, and I'm gonna buy it. I don't care. I don't care what the haters say. I'll get it. I might not get it at launch, so I know what I'm working with. But so that's your topic you want to bring up, Ken? Is Devil's Third?
You said what now?
That's your topic you want to bring up, Devil's Third?
Well, yeah, that was my topic because, like I say, I've told you in multiple podcasts over the last year that was my most anticipated game of this year. Even though Splatoon was my second, Devil's Third was always my most hyped game. Not because I wasn't overhyped about it, but just the sheer magnitude of what they were offering and what I saw, and it's like, wow, a third-person shooter with melee combat and first-person aim-down sights. That's like a perfect amalgamation of things of all the things that matter in shooting games. So I thought that was pretty damn cool. But from what I've heard, it's like everyone's shunning the damn thing, and I haven't read about it too much. But then we already got people making little YouTube videos saying that, oh yeah, it's Devil's Turd, and I can't believe Nintendo would do something like this. It's like, well, it actually wasn't Nintendo. I'm not damage controlling, but it's not Nintendo. They didn't make the game at all.
All right, where are people blaming Microsoft and Sony about all the broken games that have come out on their system? Where are the
Well, it's only an issue when it's Nintendo. That's what you people need to understand. It's only an issue when it's Nintendo.
Why is Nintendo hold to this grand standard and the other two companies aren't? They can sell they could sell 5 trillion consoles and not make a profit. And nobody says anything. They're like, well, they sold 5 trillion consoles, so therefore they're the best.
Well, dude,
If I lived by that mentality, and I keep saying this I would buy a Taylor Swift album every year it came out because she sells more albums than the bands and the singers I listen to. Sorry.
Well, I mean, you have to realize something that, like, here's the thing: Nintendo is the like. Here's what people don't understand: Nintendo is the king of this industry. I know people like, oh, you're no, they're like, okay. When I say they're the king, I don't mean they make the most money, although they do make the most money on their IPs. They do. Of all the first-party manufacturers, they've outlasted their competitors. They outlasted Sega. They outlasted Hudson with the Turbo Graphics, the Neo Geo, the Wonder Swan. Just everything that's gone up against them. They might not win, but they will outlast your ass. They're the old man.
That also depends. Well, I will say this, and this is not me trying to spark a debate about this, but it depends on what your definition of winning or success is. Because if you say winning is sales, then you're right. Nintendo has not won every console war. But if you're talking about profitability, then they've won every single one.
Right.
So
Well, I'm saying
what
in
winning is
terms of
to you.
when I say win, I mean in terms of win as a lot of the popular idea of winning is, which means we sold 150 million consoles this gen. Like Nintendo might not Nintendo's N64, according to popular idea of winning, did not win the fifth gen, but it was the most profitable console of the fifth gen for Nintendo, the first party console manufacturer that made that console. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean, in terms of business, Nintendo has yet to be beat. In terms of winning the popular idea of winning, yeah, they didn't sell 15 million copies in one day. Well, yeah, but Nintendo, look, they keep their costs under control. Like Splatoon, and I've said this before, is not a AAA game. They did not spend, I don't even think they spent 10 million to make that game.
Dude, well, I tell you this. It may not be a AAA game in terms of money spent,
but it feels like a AAA game.
But it definitely had those AAA sales.
Yeah, it did. Look, it made AAA bank, but it did it like Tomodachi Life. Tomodachi Life is a budget title for Nintendo. It's like really, really budget. It's like, nah, we just throw some shit together, and people will use their Mii's. Your Street Pass people will join. It's gonna be awesome. They didn't spend a lot of money to make that game, but they made a lot of money, back on it. So, I mean, that's pretty damn smart. But I mean, to answer your question, Kanoshi, basically, it's only an issue because Nintendo basically revitalized the video game market. They were like a major force that helped shape the modern idea of the video game market. And it's kind of like how they feel about Nintendo. They're like, well, you're the old man. You need to give up the throne. But the thing is.
Sorry to go off like that, but I'm just so sick and tired of the hypocrisy of the gaming community.
Well, you're right. It is hypocrisy, but the thing is this. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure Nintendo would not want to have to be the one who always has to push the industry forward. I mean, because at a certain point, you get tired of always having to be the one to come with new ideas and new ways to play games. But Sony and Microsoft aren't trying to do it. Someone's going to have to push the industry forward. Sony and Microsoft aren't trying to do it, so... I mean, Nintendo's left having to be, okay, shit, I guess we're going to have to be the trailblazers yet again. So, I mean, there you go. That's why it's fun to hate on Nintendo, because they don't, look, Nintendo is not playing the same game everyone else is playing. Okay? They are, literally, and people get, I mean, you can hate them for this, you can, I personally think it's awesome that they march to the beat of their own drum and do shit their own way, and they make money off of it. I guess as a business owner, I kind of do the same thing myself. I like the idea that they're like, you know what, fuck you, fuck accepted wisdom, we'll make our own accepted wisdom, and if you don't like it, kiss my ass. That's Nintendo's philosophy. It's great. I love that attitude they have about it. Okay, so that was Kanoshi's topic. Triple M has a topic. Another one, I think.
Well, actually, I had two, but I'm just gonna,
okay. You can bring it up.
No, I'm just gonna use one of them because I feel like if I put them both, it feels a bit disingenuous to me. But yeah. Now I know we've said this a lot before, but I've seen a lot of comments after a great man's passing, and it didn't jive with me. Anyone remember that last crap? What was it? No, I can't say speech. Um, the last thing that Iwata addressed
At
in
the
public.
meeting.
No, actually, the one before that about oh my God, I had that thing in the tip of my tongue.
About the NX?
No, it's about the last E3. Taking feedbacks of people.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen a lot of comments that saying that Iwata apologized of that from that, and to be honest, I felt for it too. But then recently, I just had to go back and actually see it for myself that he actually used the word apologize, because I've seen from the comments, I've seen titles from articles say Nintendo apologizes for E3. I had to go back to the source, which is on Twitter, the Japanese side of Nintendo. Actually, before I even got to the source, it was from NeoGAF. First thing I see, the translation. It just said, "Thank you for watching. We take opinions of this year's digital event seriously and will work better meet your expectations." I'm sorry, where the bloody hell did I see the word sorry, apologize, or anything from that?
You know, I think people just said whatever. I think what happened is this. I think that I think people heard. I think people, because a lot of people were not satisfied with Nintendo's.
Oh wait,
E3.
before you go there, I want to go deeper, because I did went to Nintendo's of Japan of Twitter. I even tried to translate it myself. I looked at the kanji, the katanaka, the harigana. I looked at wakarimasen, sumamisen, or gomenasai. I checked. I did not see a word, Japanese letterings of any sort of that kind. And then
Well,
the last, and here's the surprise to me: the last place that I actually found that was that actually stayed true to what Iwata said at that time is freaking bloody hell IGN. I haven't been to that site for 2 years. So I really got to give them prop for that. Of all places, IGN.
well, dude, you had me until you said IGN.
There were some sites that I even had that I even uphold above IGN. Also,
someone is playing Splatoon right now, and I know who it is. Yeah, Dr. Feelgood, we know.
Actually, I'm not playing. I was sifting through some video I had recorded.
Well, I heard the that they
It's one of my game caps, and I was trying to sift through it before I deleted it.
Yeah, cool. I'll tell you. The thing is that people were dissatisfied with Nintendo's E3. They couldn't apparently listen. Apparently, they don't clean their ears out very often, because Nintendo on 3 separate occasions said that we will be covering games that are coming out 2015, 2016. So, and they already had early said we're not going to show Zelda, the Wii U Zelda game at this year's E3. They already said that, and Zelda always gets pushed back at least a year from they originally projected. So I don't know why people thought this one was going to be different.
Now everybody's scared, thinking it's coming to the NX.
It's not coming to.
Dude, here's my thing, because even when they first made this announcement, when they first made the Twitter announcement or whatever that they would not be showing when they said that when Aonuma came out and said that 2015 is no longer our focus, that didn't say delay, and then they came out and said that we would not be showing it at E3 2015. I actually still seen videos of people saying that, yeah, they're still going to show it. They may not show gameplay, but they're going to show something at E3 this year. I'm pretty sure they are. It's like Nintendo has never lied about something of that matter. They don't typically lie at all. So why would you? Now, I will admit, Nintendo as of late has been trolling, but they wouldn't lie about that. Now, although I would have hoped they would have shown it, I didn't say to myself, they're going to show it. That's just bullshit. Like, no, I accepted that. When Nintendo came out and said, we're only going to focus on content at this E3 for this year and early next year, I didn't say to myself, okay, this means they're going to show a trailer or gameplay for a game that comes out in late 2016 to 2017. I didn't say that in my mind. When I said 2015, early 2016, I knew I would not be getting content, videos, or gameplay of games further out than that. But some people just still thought, or they use the rationale of, well, you showed us Woolly World 3 years ago, and it took you this long. You showed us Xenoblade Chronicles, 2 years ago. It's like, but people can change the way they do they can change their process. Yes, in the past they did show us games that were really far out. They announced Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem over 2 years ago, and we're just now recently getting a video on it. But at the exact same time, maybe they changed things up to say, hey, okay, apparently we're showing games that are so far out that basically fans are just getting tired of waiting. So let's change it up and just show stuff that's going to come out within the next year. So it makes sense. But I saw videos of folks saying, well, Nintendo lied with that because you showed us this game and it still ain't out yet. It's like, that was before. They're changing things up so they can generate more interest maybe, because what's better than talking about a game that's going to come out in 3 or 4 years from now, talking about games that come out in 6 months?
The thing is, even with me, when I was doing the whole speculation thing with Red Fox, I didn't. Even I said I used the words perfectly. Maybe, probably, and on both sides. And if they did not show it, I wouldn't be mad about it, because they are like you just said, they already said that. Heck, and even at that time, Onuma even used the word apology.
Well, it's like what Ken said. They've been trolling lately, but with all the shit Nintendo has to deal with, I think they've earned the right to troll.
I can agree with that.
In terms of how they're sitting there, like I said, they told us. They said, look, you're not going to see the new Zelda game. I don't know what they're going to call it, because all the Zeldas have a subtitle. All of them, except for the first. Well, even the first one was called The Legend of Zelda: A Hyrule Story, or A Hyrule Fantasy. And then the second one was The Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link. And then Legend of Zelda 3 was A Link to the Past. And then Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, well, it was Ocarina of Time. And then Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Like, they all have, I don't know. So for right now, we'll just call it Legend of Zelda Wii U. I don't know what they're going to call it. Like, aside from that, just Legend of Zelda Wii U. I don't think they're going to move it, or they might move it. Who cares? But you're going to get it next year, probably. It's going to be awesome. It's going to shut a lot of haters up. We're going to see what Retro's working on. Hopefully, knock on wood. As well, I hope so. Also, I mean, we're gonna see what their new replacement for Club Nintendo is coming out later on, like literally in a month, because they said in August. So, I mean, just people need to stop whining and acting like little babies, because you're not gonna get everything you want. That's just life. You're not going to get everything you want.
True, very true. And to add on top of that, with the whole replacement, I do hope that it's retroactive
Yeah.
because, I mean, it ended. They stopped allowing you to accumulate points right before they released Rainbow Curse. So at this point, it's like, well, I hope if I've because I remember they released a statement saying that they want the program to award those, not just those that purchase games or whatever, or purchase them brand new, but they want to award you for how much time you invested in the game, amount of hours. So let's say you own let's say some example like let's say you own 10 games, but you only play each one of them like maybe an hour or two. But if you own one game, but you play like 100 hours, then you basically still be getting the same amount of reward in a sense. So I said, well, hey, I hope it's retroactive because I know I sunk a hell of a lot of hours in Splatoon and I got a few hours in Kirby and other games. So I'm hoping that's the case. If they stick to that, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and I mean that's all I'm gonna say about that. I just hope that it's backwards compatible. I hope that they take the best things about Club Nintendo and the best things about the Digital Deluxe program and combine that because it would be cool. They're like, hey, you bought all this stuff from us. You get like $30 in eShop credits. You can use whatever the hell you want, or 30 or 40 or how much stuff you buy. Like it's that would be cool. Let's see, what else? You had another thing you wanted to bring up, Triple M. You can. I don't have to bring up the topic. You can bring up another thing, and then we'll wrap things up. Plug ourselves and wrap things up.
Oh no, that's going to be for later. But anyway, I forgot to mention one thing about Devil's Third. Like Dr. Feelgood, I'm also taking the same approach with this game as I did with another game that kind of not almost, completely bombed when it came out, and I hold my reservations for it until that release date. And guess which game that one is?
Wonderful 101?
Nope, not even close.
What game bombed? Sunset Overdrive?
Codename Steam?
1886.
Oh.
Well, I mean, look, if Devil's Third bombs, I guarantee this much: you will not see me. I'm just speaking for myself. I know Mr. T's a Nintendo. They call him sometimes disparagingly the Nintendo apologist, but you won't see any of the Nintendo people coming up and saying that people are being racist against. I'm sorry.
Being racist for a bold
Shots fired. Shots fired. Red Fox, we're not going there.
Racist. I mean, all I'm going to say is this: if the game,
don't be racist against my games. Yeah,
don't be racist. Even though the protagonist is a bald-headed white guy, it's totally racist. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All I'm going to say is this: the game looks fun. I'm probably going to get it, and it's going to be the shit. I mean, it's not going to be. It's not a AAA game. It was in development hell for a long time. It switched engines. It's probably not going to be the second coming of Jesus, but it's going to be fun, and that's all that matters. Damn.
I'm guessing if it wasn't in development hell, would it still be AAA?
No, to me, it never. If you're talking about Devil's Third, it would never be. It was never AAA to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, it really. Like, we're talking about a game that actually 2 other console manufacturers passed up.
Yeah.
So they don't pass up, AAA potential. They just didn't do that. Like, they passed this game up. I'm not saying they weren't justified in doing so, but they also passed up Bayonetta 2, and look how that turned out.
Yeah. So I mean, it basically comes down to just some people were just kind of like, some people couldn't deal with it, other people could. I don't know.
And why is fun such a bad word? I watched a video by a certain YouTuber who was railing against this article about how how people were kind of wrong about the Wii U and how it's fun. I mean, my issue with this gaming community, sometimes not every game is for you, and every game isn't for everybody. And I don't. If somebody has fun with something, let them have fun with it. I mean, it seems to be criminal if you're not having if you're not having fun on the same platform that everybody else is supposedly having fun on. I just again, the hypocrisy in this community astounds me. And, you know, if somebody were to make a YouTube video tomorrow and say I'm leaving this community, I would completely understand.
Well, I'll tell you what's funny to me is that like people have forgotten that the most important part of playing of a video game system is the games that it plays. That's it. Like everything else is secondary to playing the games. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, my console does XYZ, but what about the games?" Then they don't say anything. They get all quiet. But I'm not gonna dwell on that. We're talking about fun stuff. We're talking about games like Splatoon, Devil's Third with that chick with the kimono, a bald-headed guy. You know, something with a watermelon. You know, like from what if they retain even 50% of what they showed at E3 last year with like the bases and multiplayer, and you can invade other people's bases to get money that you can then take back to your clan and build up your own base. I'm going to get this game even just for the multiplayer. And yes, if it doesn't have voice chat, I'm not going to shit myself like so many people have tried to do about Splatoon. It doesn't have voice chat. I'm going to go, you know, I'm going to lose my shit. I can't do that. You had a second topic, Triple M?
Yes, even though Kanoshi spilled it out, just a drop of it, still going to leave it for next time.
Okay, all right. So we are done with this podcast. This little, it's one of our smaller ones actually. Even though we still kind of went over a little bit, it was only a little bit, like an hour and a half over. So it only about 30 minutes over. So it wasn't too bad. So anything you guys want to plug until we have our next big thing later on this week? Anything you want to push?
Well, for me, as I mentioned earlier, I do have an in-depth review of Splatoon coming up. You know, and this is actually catered to two people. One, those that have been playing the game. Well, three, those that are on the fence about the game, and those that say that, you know, this is, or Nintendo releasing an incomplete game and it won't be, and it's just now getting enough content to warrant itself as a full price purchase. I'm basically doing an in-depth review of everything we got so far, which I think is like a total of 4 new maps and maybe 9 new weapons. So be on the lookout for that. Should be up today or tomorrow. Be both written and video. Other than that, I'll be uploading probably some Splatfest content, as well as content from last week's Turf War Tuesday, about which I will be scheduling another one for tomorrow. So if anyone wants to show up to that, just be on the lookout for the event.
Okay.
I thought your in-depth review of Splatoon, I thought you were going to wait until August, until all the bombs are dropped.
No, because here's my thing. In my opinion, this is me. I bought a complete game at launch. So Splatoon never got an extra map. At this point, if it never got an extra weapon, I'd still be happy with it because I love the campaign, I love the amiibo content, I love the challenge, and I love the online multiplayer. There are a lot of games out there that have more content and less fun factor. So to me, I play for fun. I got my $60 worth. As I said, I'm nearing 250 hours in this game, and I played other games. I have a wife. I have a full-time job and a business, and yet I still got 250 hours almost. So, with that said, I got my $60 worth. So I don't need an August update to feel like my purchase is justified.
Okay.
Bravo.
All right. Okay. So I guess Kanoshi, you wanna push something?
Yeah, I'm having a podcast on Wednesday, basically talking about the current state of the gaming community. Last week we talked about the industry and what we could do to make it better. And this week we're going to talk about the community and what part we can play, what small part we can play to make the community better. It's going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern Pacific, however you say it, time. And yeah, I hope to see you there. You're invited to Triple M, and you're invited as well, Dr. Feelgood, if you feel like coming.
All right, just send me the invite. Now I'm
Send
right
me an invite.
there.
I'll be there, man. I have nothing better to do at this point.
Cool, 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 cool.
Like I said, I have
So
the
Triple
1
M.
week ultimate vacation. No work, no wife.
Oh Lord, you don't know what you're out of control. Triple M, you wanna go?
Well,
You wanna plug something?
well, I really did want to vent in this podcast, but I hold it back. And to be honest, I really thought we would see Poppy 2K coming in here because I would have let him do it for me, but he's not here and kind of missed the big lug. But shout out to him. And okay,
Okay.
now this might sound a bit disingenuous right now. It's just that um, when I first popped up out of my absence of my vacation, and I was in one of Poppy's stream about the news that we had about a week ago, and it was so abrupt that I couldn't say I didn't have the chance to say everything, and I was really distraught at the time. So I guess I can finally say it out. Um, yes, we've lost a great man, and great. I thought I'd be done with this morning. Anyway, um, Iwata-san, rest in peace. Condolences to your family, to your peers, to the people that you actually hold dearly, which is even your co-workers and, for the lack of a better word, your underlings. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, and for my outro, well, yes, this has been Triple M, the lone wolf in fondness for games that pops out in my artworks, and even though I haven't done that for a long time, but hopefully I'll get that inspiration. But a
Okay.
piece a piece that I would have to leave out of Iwata, that as me, I'm an artist at mind, an inventor in spirit. At heart, I can't say I'm actually a gamer, but I am an offshoot of a gamer because I'm a Goomba stomping, sword slashing, Triforce seeker, lone wolf with a heart of gold.
Damn, that was deep, dude. I have to follow that up, so don't be I mean, don't be shocked if I just basically have nothing even that profound to say. What I will say before I start plugging what's coming up this week is that I did not make any videos last week because I decided, it's a period of mourning, for Satoru Iwata, who passed away. So I didn't make any videos. But now that they've buried the man, um, you know, uh, it's time to begin to move on a little bit. But just because we're moving on doesn't mean we forgot what the man did to help bring this industry forward. I I'm not going to go back into what I said on Poppy2K's podcast. You can go look it up. I'm plugging his content, Poppy2K. Go watch any of his videos, talking about how we feel, some of us feel about how some of the people who are saying such nice things about Iwata now weren't saying nice things about him before he died. So it seems to be a bit of a two-faced issue. But that's all I'll say on that. It's time to end this podcast. So look forward to everyone's upcoming content. I myself will be doing a podcast this Saturday at, I want to say 5 or 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing something based around, kind of like decompressing, because it's been a while since, it's been a week. I'm hoping to get John Lucas in on it so we can talk about, I think the Saturday's podcast will be the first, the last, and the only time we'll speculate about the NX, because it needs, we need to talk about it, but I'm going to use realism and facts and not speculation, and it could be, it may be. I also will be uploading some gameplay of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes in honor of Federation Force coming out sometime in the future. So you can learn a little bit more about the Federation. So look forward to that. And with that, I bid you guys good day. Good night.
All right.
Until we meet again.
Bye.